Welcome to Whiskey and Whitetails, the show that. Welcome.
Yeah. I'm going to leave all that in.
Welcome to Whiskey and Whitetails, the show for those that hunt with a passion and drink with a purpose. I'm Gus.
I'm Matt.
And we have a good one for you this week. But first, we would like to thank our patrons for their awesome support, everything that they do to help out with the show, to the Waypoint Network for hosting us, and to you, our listeners, for watching, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. This is super fun episode, the second of our Seaweed Spotlight. We were super excited to have our good friend Jeff on. Matt, tell a little bit about Jeff.
I'm gonna do it again. You know him, we love him, Chef Jeff from Miller's All Day. Miller's All Day is an awesome place. It's downtown Charleston. They have one in James Island. If you come to Charleston and you're looking for the perfect place to have breakfast, that's it. If you're looking for the perfect place to have lunch and there's no line, they have a huge line for breakfast. But if you want to have lunch with no line, you can usually hit them up and get in pretty easy. But Miller's All Day does a different special every day. They did wild game pairings, all through Seaweed, all wild meats. It's nuts. But Jeff has been an integral part of my life in the past year, I guess. We've hunted together, we've cooked together, we've learned a lot of stuff, and he's an all-around good guy. And I hate that I've waited this long to have him on. I don't always like to mix pleasure with business, if you will.
Of course.
But, yeah, they're gonna love this episode. It's great. We get into the weeds a little bit about what Miller's All Day is, and you get to kind of hear from Jeff himself. He's a funny human being, so you're gonna learn a lot about cooking. We asked him a lot of questions like how would you cook this or whatever, and yeah, I think you're gonna like it. But the entire crew at Miller's, we love everybody that works there that we've been in contact with. We had the guys hanging out at the booth all day today, and just great people, man.
Yep, it's always a good time. It was great to talk with him, and appreciate the snacks he brought out to us this weekend.
100%.
Busy, hard to get away from the tent, so that made life a little easier. But before we let you guys get into that, we do have some really special sponsors for this year's Seaweed Spotlight to help make this year's recordings and podcast possible. So we're going to leave you with a few messages with those folks before we let you get into the podcast. All right, before we share with you the message from this first sponsor, we just wanted to draw a little bit of attention to it. As you've watched the Seaweed Spotlights, you might have noticed the awesome background and the room that we were in. That was a show apartment or suite that the Jasper Charleston loaned to us to make possible for us to record and have guests in a very nice, comfortable, quiet place that was convenient to downtown and where everything was going on for Seaweed this weekend. So a huge shout out to the Jasper Charleston for
big thank you.
Yeah, for letting us do that. It was a huge help. It was very convenient for everybody to get to us. And I don't think we would have had the success we had with the awesome guests we had this year if it wasn't for that location. So yeah, huge thank you. And we look forward to hopefully doing it again. This podcast is brought to you by a world of inspiration, style, and pure creativity at the Jasper Charleston. I'm here to tell you about a place that's changing the game for artists and stylists. Ashley Artisan Suites. Nestled at the base of the Jasper, right where Broad Street meets the Ashley River, this isn't just a spot on the map. It's a vibrant hub in the heart of Charleston's finest neighborhood. Picture this, a collective of local makers, artisans, and health and beauty professionals all coming together to offer you a lush array of health and beauty services, cutting-edge fashion, awe-inspiring art, and handmade treasures that'll make your heart skip a beat. But what sets Ashley Artisan Suites apart? Well, I'll tell you. It's not just a place to work. It's an upscale place where you can surround yourself with other creatives and take your experience to a whole new level. Each suite comes complete with water connections for vanity and sink stations because your creativity should flow just as smoothly as the Ashley River. And here's the kicker. Fixed rent with utilities included, a reception lounge that's practically begging for brainstorming sessions, and a private lounge with a washer, dryer, and utility sink, and complimentary Wi-Fi to keep you connected to the world while you cultivate your business. It's time to relocate your business to Ashley Artisan Suites, the creative space for those with polished taste. It's not just a space. It's a community of innovators, dreamers, and those ready to meet their mark.
Podcast is also brought to you by Tethered, which is pretty exciting. As most of you know by this point, I got into saddle hunting last season and didn't really talk too much about my setup because, well, honestly, I wasn't happy with it. I love the idea, but I just didn't experience all the things I heard fellow saddle hunters say. It seemed like I was missing something, mainly comfort. And I hear about these all-day sits being a dream scenario, and I wanted those things, but it just felt like my current setup was not going to give me the true comfort without sacrificing some of the functionality that I had. And that's when Tether stepped up in this approach and their innovative design. We met up with Tether at the Great American Outdoor Show, and I'm thrilled to tell you about the Ultra Lock and specifically the Ultralock SD, if you don't want to get all the pouches and extra accessories. But it's like Tethered read my mind. So let's talk about the Ultralock links real quick. So I used to wrestle with the pleated saddles. They flop around all at the wrong times. It's just they don't seem wide enough. There's a ton of problems with them, but Tethered reimagined the game with this expandable saddle body and Ultralock links. So just think about this: a saddle that moves with you while you're walking, climbing, hunting. It doesn't matter. The saddle expands out so much when you're in it that it practically feels like you're sitting in a hammock, and that's truly going to give you that all day sit that you were looking for. But also the Ultra Bridge and the comfort channels, they're the unsung heroes of the saddle. With Tethered's patent Ultra Bridge technology, I've got nearly 40 inches of on the fly adjustability. Finding my sweet spot has never been easier. And these comfort channels, unsurpassed comfort with 7 different settings. I can practically feel the coziness just talking about it. So we're also going to give them a shout out for the good old USA. Tethered built the load bearing components right here in the United States, specifically in Texas.
Heck yeah.
Crafted with care. So if you've been listening to us talk about saddles over the last 15 months and notice we rarely talk brands, it's because we haven't found the right one to truly stand behind. But I wish I had started with Tethered. But even honestly, I probably would have ended up still buying this Ultralock either way this year. Gus and I both will be enjoying the comfort of the Ultralock all season. So look forward to us being pretty vocal about our new setup. And you can check them out at Tethered Nation on Instagram and look at all the people that are actually enjoying their stuff. And they also sponsored the giveaway this year at CWE, which a lot of people were entered to win, and we'll have those results coming soon. So yeah, think differently. Go and try out a Tethered next time you see one at the store. It's good stuff. Something that's also awesome and helped us out a lot at CWE was Burnt Church. So they have a saying, purpose beyond profit. What a great tagline. And it's something we fully understand around here. We've spent a lot of good money on hats and products like rock glasses and other things. They were not something we could sell to our customers, and we ended up eating it or throwing it away or giving it to friends. We want our products to be quality and serve a purpose beyond profit. So Burnt Church Distillery is located in Bluffton, South Carolina. And if you like going to distilleries, this is something special and very beautiful. Everyone we met that worked there is a stellar human. They make an incredible product. We always try to stay brand agnostic on our whiskey classes and just in general answer the question, what are some of your favorite whiskeys? But when you find a gem, you just have to show it off.
So Burnt Church hooked us up this weekend with a bunch of whiskey to pour for CWE customers, and it truly revolutionized our event. Peter, the head distiller, was there all day and on Friday, spreading the good word about all that is Burnt Church, and it really elevated the experience having him there. The amount of compliments I heard about Palmer Stretch, Bluffton Whiskey, and Anita's Choice was absolutely amazing. We teach whiskey classes. We know not everyone is going to like what we like, but every single person we poured this for loved it, and many of them came back asking for more. Can you imagine being a distillery and having 3 of your bottles available at an event for tasting, and every single one was a home run? Absolutely incredible.
Just great stuff. And we want to thank Burnt Church also for always being so supportive of us. Thank you to Peter for coming out and talking to our customers. That was amazing, dude, to have a head distiller on site at an event telling people about the whiskey that we've been preaching about for months now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love them all. Chris is an amazing guy. It's just everyone we've met from there is just, we're so lucky, team. Man. We have some amazing connections, and we've met some amazing people doing this. And yeah, we'll shut up and get into the show. But thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoy it, and have a good day. Cheers and all that. Oh, I got one too.
Mine's open already,
as it should be.
As it should be. Yeah, when we were Jeff's never been on the podcast before, and so Jeff's one of the unfortunate people that's met us and actually became a friend. And so I always try to keep friends and podcast business separate. So I've always felt bad I never had you on, but I'm glad that you're here now.
You know, it makes sense to wait for somewhere fancy to have me.
Yeah, it does, because you are a fancy.
Throw out the red carpet. Yeah. I like it.
When we had a concierge downside that welcomed you, and
they just stared at me. They thought I was a delivery boy. They asked if I was just dropping off.
Yeah, and you said, no, I'm here for...
I said, unfortunately, no, I'm here for our business.
Mm-hmm.
You're drooling.
Yep, I missed my mouth. That's good. It's only the second beer of the day, so... Uh-oh.
I muted myself. Never mind.
The joke is gone.
Yeah, the joke's gone.
So, Jeff from Miller's All Day. Anyone that's come to Charleston and hung out with us knows that Miller's All Day is where we send you. Best breakfast in town. And you're the executive chef for both restaurants.
Yes, sir.
And this weekend, you guys are doing some crazy stuff with wild game, right?
Yeah, so we're doing a little Seaweed action. I'll actually be on interviewing with NBC News tomorrow at Brittlebank. Talk
Nice.
about it as well. So
That's awesome.
But I brought a couple food for you guys to try. I know you're doing carnivore, so you gotta eat in the bread. But I got the buffalo burgers, so it's buffalo meats. I'm doing like a smash style with American cheese, caramelized onions, our brioche bun. Then we are doing duck wings, fry with a sweet chili. Also some wild boar fries. We're braising the wild boar shanks, shredding them with blue cheese fondue, home fries, and then we're doing a sweet one this year. I made a duck fat caramel. That's going over waffles and some ice cream and toasted pistachios.
Dude, this burger looks crazy.
You got the one with no. Yours has no bread.
Oh, did you? Maybe it's everyone?
Yeah.
Sick. Here you go, Gus. I fingered yours.
Dick.
He's got the good one where the bread is.
Yeah. I've also got this fat piece of meat over here, and you're not getting any of it.
Oh my god, that looks delicious. What is that?
That is like a Thai chili pork belly.
Thai chili pork belly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in on that.
No, you're not.
Super tender, crispy. Just tell them there's bread in it.
Dude.
Sorry, man. There's bread in this.
You made this for me animal style.
Yeah. But animals actually don't care what they eat, so it's not really animal style.
I'm
just gonna bite into it.
Yum.
Mm-hmm. You look in the eyes when you bite into it.
What's the burger again? Buffalo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Money. Who gave you the idea to do wild game for seaweed?
Might have been this guy right across from me over here.
Pretty sure I did.
Yeah. I'll give him the credit for that.
I think it's smart. I think it'll do well.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves wild game.
So we're cross at Brittlebank for one more year at the Marriott where Marsh Hen is well. But they said next year they're going to have some food trucks at Brittlebank. So we'll be one of the main food trucks there.
Excellent.
It's actually smart. I don't know why. Sorry, everybody gets to listen to me eat. I don't know why they didn't do that.
No, it makes no sense. Yeah.
Because they have those like tents set up. And it's always just like the same stuff kind of.
Well, that and there's no wild game food over there, which doesn't make any sense.
Right. For seaweed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about you, Jeff. How'd you get into being a chef?
So I'm originally from Connecticut. So my dad was a chef when I was growing up. So I used to always go to hang out with him when I was younger. I'd have to go to work to see him more. So I'd go to work with him, kind of see what he does, see, all the passion. Everyone respected him in the kitchen. So I just kind of did it. Plus in school, I hated school.
Yeah.
So I figured out I didn't have to go sit in class. I went to culinary school as well. So it's pretty much the only thing I've ever done was cooking, learning.
So you go to culinary school, and then when you come out, your first job, you're not a chef yet. You're just
like
a
line cook. So
you're just a line cook.
You do like an internship. So there's a 2-year program, associates for culinary, and then you do your internship, which pretty much you're just like the bitch in there. You do like peeling like 5 pounds of like shallots. Sometimes you'll bring in like 50 pounds, and you just peel, cut.
Just food prep for your entire career.
Do you cut peaches as good as I do?
I've never seen you cut a peach.
Yeah,
you have.
Oh. Maybe my first peach looked like that. It might have,
So, Jeff, for those that don't know, anytime we've done a cooking video, Jeff is always, I don't think he's really ever done it in line, but he will send a text message and give us so much shit about whether the method or like, what was the one? I did a shepherd's pie.
Yeah. And he was like, all that frozen peas.
I was just trying to do a quick video for Instagram. So I grabbed some frozen vegetables, and then he just sends no comment about anything else in the video. Just he took a fucking screenshot and zoomed into the frozen vegetables and goes, "You're better than that."
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
You are,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You've definitely been like an inspiration on my culinary journey. Like we've traded some stuff before, like teach me how to do this. And you taught me how to pull mozz. You taught me some knife skills. You taught me how to make gnocchi, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Did not know how simple that process was.
Yeah.
But yeah, watching you cook and some of the stuff you come up with, and you do a daily special or almost every day.
Every day.
So every day you can go to Miller's and get something that's not on the menu.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's always something crazy. And the only time I'm not a huge fish eater. So when I come and it's fish and you bring it out, I'm always like,
hey, you got to jump in. You got to try it.
Yeah, I got to try it. I got to eat it.
You live in Charleston. You should like fish.
I know. I like fish. I can't. I got to be like in the mood. I got to wake up and be like, I want some snapper today or whatever. But yeah, going to the restaurants, like you always take good care of us, and it's such a commitment to come to Miller's because there's so much good food, and if you order, the plates are massive.
Oh, the
Like
big
you're not
boys.
going to leave there hungry ever.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Sometimes my wife and I talk about like a perfect day, like for eating, like just picking and driving around, hitting every little restaurant, sit down or fast food and getting just one thing from each place that we like. I think maybe you had done something similar like that when you came back from overseas.
Yeah.
But on that list,
I got Chick-fil-A for breakfast. That was the first stop of the day.
on that list for my wife is Miller's All Day for home fries. She loves potatoes. Any way you can cook a potato, she's down for it. And those home fries are by far her favorite.
Those are labors of love, dude.
I've heard the process,
Yeah.
and there's a reason they're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like home fries, that's like on the map. You
Yeah.
should be coming there. It's
100%.
it's wild because when you bite into it, it's the crunchiest home fry you've ever had, but the inside is mashed potato.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wild.
I know how you do it. I don't know if you want to tell that secret, but it's
No. So that secret was actually before my time. I believe that was the owner, Nate Thurston, that came up with that.
oh,
style.
Nate did
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know Nate cooks.
So Nate was he still cooks, but he's trained chef.
Oh, really?
Like he was at Kiowa. He consulted to open a bunch of restaurants in Charleston as well. So,
Oh, wow. Okay.
so it's great having a owner that also has a culinary background.
Yeah, gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of owners don't,
Yeah.
and I know that's a huge gripe in this area.
Actually, when I started at Miller's, they didn't have a pastry chef, so Nate was being the pastry chef,
Wow.
and it was
Wow.
pretty wild, like having someone in there and he's just working, and he's not afraid to get his hands dirty.
Some
Yeah.
rich dude behind the chef's hat. Just
What
cooking.
I love about Miller's is that it has a like hometown diner feel
100%.
with like legit culinary food, and you think going back there that you're going to see your typical greasy line chef kind of just bar and grill type stuff going on, but that's not at all. You run a tight ship back there, and it shows in the food for sure.
Yeah, he's it's like one thing talking with chefs is a lot of them have different rules, and you're probably one of the most lenient ones that I know. Like a lot of people like no music during prep, and like this is a serious thing. Take your job serious. We're not. This isn't McDonald's, you need to be. But it's like you're pretty lenient with your guys, but you're also very strict on what comes in and out.
Well, that's the thing. Like if you're more lenient, most of our staff's been there for quite some time.
Mhm.
You can't really, yell at them anymore. It's more like HR oriented now.
Yeah.
I've had my days, telling someone to go, F off, and it just doesn't go well anymore.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's,
When you do that, you get your tires slashed, and
I did get my tires slashed once.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
bummer.
fired somewhere, and I went out to my car later that day, and 2 of my tires were slashed.
Oh man.
They stole a paring knife and went outside with
Yeah.
a paring knife and popped the tires. Do you know how hard it is to cut a tie wall with a knife?
It is hard.
Apparently, I pissed her off.
You pissed me off pretty bad to cut some tires.
Hey,
Valve stems, folks. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna
because-
say just go for the valve stems.
Or
It's
just-
easier.
be better so you don't get fired.
Yeah,
There you
Yep.
go.
that's a valid point.
Get to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Valid point. So you run both locations. There's one downtown Charleston on King Street, and then there's one on James Island off Maybank. And both of you just hop back and forth.
Yeah, right now I'm living more at James Island, just for we don't have a main back of the house chef right there right now. One of the guys decided to ghost us, which was beautiful.
Fun
Jeez.
people today.
Yeah, he actually decided to send a late night email when I was out with my wife having the baby
Okay.
that week, so I wasn't even working that week. That he was taking another job effective immediately.
That was
for,
it, huh?
for his career, for help for his career, which is cool. Hey, if you want to move forward your career, I'm all for it. But
While
there's-
burning bridges.
but
There's a
don't
very-
burn bridges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a professional way to go about doing that,
But
and
apparently that's the third place he's done something like that too.
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of
Can
the
I have that?
culinary.
Can I have that piece of meat?
Yes, you can of the culinary world, but I have to imagine it's a small enough community that
Oh yeah,
as a chef, if you have an opportunity to do something different that is good for you, your career, your family, it's going to be mostly supportive from everyone around
absolutely.
you. Hey, great, man. Can you give us a week to do some transitioning and then, good luck. I'd love to come eat, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's the same way in our professions. It sucks, to see
Yeah.
someone with talent go, but you're happy for them, right? I feel like as a leader, like you are, if if people are rising up and going on to bigger and better things, that means you're doing your job, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I see that as a compliment to myself and my staff
Mm.
that we're doing a good job cultivating talent. But it is a small community,
Yeah.
and burning bridges is not.
Doing it Friday night at like I think
Right
it was
before
like
the weekend?
7:00
Yeah,
at night. Good thing I checked my emails even though I'm not working because I wouldn't have seen it and then they wouldn't have had it anyway. So I had to move some line cooks to the other location. So I was able to move one of the Sues to
Mhm.
the James Allen location that weekend.
How was that? Yeah,
That's money.
it's
Nice.
really good.
It's really good. There's probably some sugar in that Thai chili sauce, but it's okay.
It's a little bit. I was playing around with that because we're gonna be doing something for the wine and food for
Oh, nice.
Glory of the Grains dinner. So I'm doing a pork belly.
Oh yeah,
So it's gonna be something a little similar to that.
yeah, that's delicious. I'm excited for the Glory of the Grains.
That
Keep it
burger's
tight.
delicious too. For those that watch the video, and I didn't say anything, if I had to put it down, because I will sit and eat that whole thing, and all you will hear is me chewing for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll eat it afterwards.
Did you get that from the food boat?
What?
The meat?
Why would I get the meat from the food boat?
I don't know. I thought you got you your pork roll.
No. That's not pork roll.
I know, but I didn't know if you got everything from him or not.
No. He does have a good chicken jalapeno sausage that if he's able to get it to bulk, I'm gonna start using.
Yeah, that was a fun day as well. We went out and he live streams the entire thing. So we went out on a food boat and shot skeet. We made hot dogs, and you made
Oh, yeah.
fun of me for how I cut onions. And
Oh, they're beautiful. They're about as close to your peaches.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah.
he's like, how do you think they should look? And I was like, what is it you say? How do you think you did today?
Yeah. How do you think you did?
You're such a dad.
Yeah.
How'd you do? How do you think you did? Are you proud of that, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make you proud? Like,
Yeah.
well, fuck, it did. But now that you're asking me, I don't know.
I didn't know you had to be proud in onion cutting, but I guess
Well,
for
you
you,
weren't-
it's
you
serious
weren't that
business.
today.
Yeah, no, I just kind of cut it, Also, the knife, I didn't like that the knife was small. It's, I like a bigger knife.
All right, Gordon.
Yeah. You should have brought your own.
I would have if I had known I was gonna have to cook for you.
It's true.
You know how much shit I got for you putting ketchup on that hot dog?
Why?
There were so many DMs like, you don't put ketchup on hot dogs.
Well, if they actually paid attention to the full thing we went through, that was a kid dog.
Yeah, it was a kid dog, and
Yeah.
that's what I always said. I was like, were you listening? Because it's a kid dog.
You tell them to go feed a kid. You got kids?
Yeah.
How does your kid like his hot dog?
No bun, ketchup on the side, that he then smothers the hot dog with said ketchup. So yeah,
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
my kid eats.
most of
actually.
them. Yeah,
My,
most.
my kid eats the hot dog, no bun,
Yep.
ketchup.
Yep. And that changes. There's an evolution, right? Like eventually they'll be, oh, I'll have the hot dog, but still it's got to have ketchup.
Yep.
And then someone tells you that you're not supposed to put ketchup on a hot dog, and you quit doing it at some point in your age. You lose your childhood instincts to put ketchup on hot dogs.
But you also put ketchup in hot dog chili.
That's
true.
true.
So
Yeah.
you're still putting ketchup.
Yeah. That's the argument with pizza. Like, you can't put pineapple, you can't put fruit on pizza. It's like tomatoes are fruit. So
is.
next argument.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I remember I was at a ballpark. I was younger, so maybe a Houston Astros or Kansas City Royals game, and I ordered a hot dog, and I asked for ketchup. And someone was like, we don't put ketchup on a hot dog at a ballpark. You can do that at home. Mustard, and that's it. And I had that, and ever since it's been in my head, like, I can't. Don't put ketchup on it.
It's like me and straws. At a young age, my dad was like, I had a straw, and I was like, Dad, how come you don't use straws? Because they bring straws in a
Yeah.
restaurant. And he's like, I don't know, son. It's just not something a man would do. And it, like, from that day forward, I don't care what it is. Like, even if I get a milkshake, I have to suck it down real fast just because I have to use a straw. But yeah, it's like,
I bet you do.
you know how much easier it is to use a straw as opposed to, like,
Yeah.
taking the lid off all the time. It's a pain in the ass.
Some people just hate ketchup.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Ketchup, straws.
Do you know the first place that ever came up that made a burger you weren't allowed to put ketchup on?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Louis Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut.
That was the first place to invent a burger? I thought
Look it
the
up.
Mongolians invented it.
Look it up. At least in the U.S.
Okay.
Okay.
But they had like a little toaster. They put it in like a toaster style.
Ah.
And it just comes on with like lettuce, cheese, tomato, no condiment. They said the burger was good enough. You didn't need condiments.
Hmm.
And back in the day when you used to ask for ketchup, they would squeeze ketchup at you. Obviously,
Wow.
obviously, they had to change that. So then they had like a fake plastic one. They would squeeze it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had like their shirts, no ketchup. They're still open today.
Interesting.
They're still pretty good.
Can you get ketchup there?
No, they still don't do any ketchup.
They still don't do ketchup.
Mhm.
I think I've heard of that, like with Coney dogs. Like if you get a Coney dog, and like you ask for ketchup, they're like, we don't even have ketchup on this truck. No ketchup.
Maybe that's why Coney Island closed. They didn't have ketchup.
Maybe could be big ketchup shut them down.
Yeah.
So since you're here and we can pick your brain with anything we want, what is the best way to cook a steak? Medium rare, reverse sear, oven. Like what do you do?
It's a tough one. I think it really depends on your cut of meat.
Yeah, ribeye,
So ribeye, I like to use cast iron.
cast iron, the whole time.
Yeah. Get it super hard, sear it, then flip it. And then once you flip it, put some butter in the pan, some garlic, some fresh herbs, and baste it.
Baste it. And how long do you cook each side? You think?
About 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, because I've been sous vide. I've been sous vide, and
Sous videing is good.
it's a great way to make a steak.
Yeah.
I learned 137 degrees is where fat renders.
Yeah.
So if I was cooking them at 125, I think, and then searing them probably a little too long.
Yeah.
But at 137 for 2 hours, so it truly cooks all the way through. It really does melt all the fat. I mean, you could tell the consistency on a steak that if I pull it out at an hour, it didn't do it. But at 2 hours, so it's a pain in the ass because then it takes you like 3 hours to make dinner. But
Yeah.
worth it if you're eating a lot of ribeyes.
You could also sous vide them the day before and just chill them. So that way you just pull them out of the fridge and sear them.
Yeah, I thought about that. I wondered that too because I sous vide 2 steaks last night, and I just went ahead and cooked them both. I'll just reheat it, which I'm regretting now. But I wondered if I could do that. If you could just leave it in the
So
leave it in the
leave
seal.
it in the bag and
Yeah.
then put it in an ice bath. So that way it
Cool it
shocks
down
it and cools
immediately.
it really. So it will still stay your temperature.
Smart.
A lot of like
Ice
high-end
bath.
steakhouses will actually do that. So that way it's if they have a lot of line cooks that they're cooking high-end steaks, they cook it from the temp below. So all they have to do is pull it out. They have it timed to sear it,
Ah,
and then that's it.
So that they just have like
just a row of sous vide
Yeah.
steaks.
So like in their coolers, they'll pull those out and they'll just have all the sous vide steaks.
Nice.
And they'll have like their temps labeled next to them.
How long can you keep it in the fridge sous vide? Like can you make it on Monday and eat it Friday? That's too long.
I would keep it maybe 3 days.
3 days.
yeah. Any
I'm gonna
meat,
start doing that.
any meat in my fridge that's been there longer than 3 days gets tossed. I get weird about it.
Even eggs.
No, not eggs.
Yeah.
Well, I
So-
mean,
so not any meat.
okay. I don't put eggs in the same classification as meat, but that's fine.
You do if you're on carnivore.
I don't.
Says the chef. Thank
Is
you.
it dairy?
No, it's
Doesn't come from a cow.
Is it shellbird instead of shellfish?
technically again like the poultry, but I guess it's. I don't know. I never really thought about it that way.
Yeah, I haven't eaten it until right now. I don't know. It's a meat product.
What do you folks think? Listening.
Yeah, leave us a comment. Are eggs meat? Or are they vegan? They're not vegan, right? So they got to be meat.
So they are the meat when you eat. What is it like the little? Forget the name of it. Like
That
those.
white part.
No, like in Venezuela and stuff, and the Philippines, they eat the egg when the chicken actually starts.
Oh yeah. I've seen that.
And
Yeah.
they'll suck it out
Yep. I've seen those in
like a
China,
little fetus.
in Asia where they cook them like that, and then when it pulls out, like the egg's not all the way cooked, and then there's like sure enough a chicken in there.
Yeah.
Did you try it?
I would. I don't care. I'm not worried about it.
I would try it once.
I'm not gonna eat it every day.
No.
What's like duck eggs? You ever had a duck egg?
I like duck eggs.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like they're so rich and buttery, but there's just something in my brain. It's
big.
like
They're
this
big
isn't
too.
a chicken. This is a yeah. They are big. Andy passed on the way. She went home. My wife went home. She passed an ostrich farm, and they sell ostrich eggs. And I can't remember the weight, but I think there was
Where
like
was
8
this?
pounds in Virginia. You can get an ostrich egg that weighs 8 pounds.
Did you bring any back?
No, but you can get them.
You got to break those shells with like a hammer.
Jackhammer.
How much are they?
Busting concrete. I have no idea.
Have her bring one back next time.
I will.
Try it.
Dude, we should make the world's largest deviled egg out of an ostrich egg.
Ooh.
We'll get a couple.
Yeah.
How are you going to cook them? I think they're like this big.
I've heard
Sous vide
that
it.
the eggs
You got a pot that big?
doesn't taste great.
The egg? I had an ostrich burger in Maryland at a place called Abbeytown Burgers, and it was good.
Yeah.
It
I
was
think
can
it was
see
real
that.
ostrich though.
My boots are not these, but I have ostrich boots.
But do you think it was real ostrich?
Yeah,
meat?
they're pretty proud of their, and they show where they get it
Okay.
from and stuff. I trust them, like Gerald Sayers.
There's a lot of places that do lie. You know,
Yeah, I'm sure that they do.
like what was that a couple years ago? And the Florida was using what the stingray wings, and they're calling them scallops.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
We used to make scallops that way.
Yeah.
I would never do it today because mean, but you would pull stingrays up if you caught one, and you just de-wing them and throw the body back in. But it's like now I'd at least kill them instead of ripping their flyers
What
off.
an animal.
Yeah, I mean, I was a kid. I don't know. It's the way the old guys did it. That's the way I did it. But yeah, you could stamp them out with cookie cutters
Yep.
and make scallops, and you cannot tell the difference. Well, you might side by side.
I don't know if I ever tried one. Who knows? Maybe.
You make a good scallop. Everything you make good. What's the thing you make that you're like, I need to get better at it? Or are you perfect at everything?
I don't think I'm perfect at everything. I don't think anyone's perfect.
Wow, some humbleness out of
Yeah.
Jeff.
I don't know.
Let me ask this: what's your favorite thing to cook, and which thing, when it comes time to prep and cook, are you like, all right?
Probably one of the things I hate to cook, which thankfully no one requests where I'm at, is shad roe.
Okay.
Have you ever had it?
No.
No, I don't think I even know what that is.
So it is the actual like sack of the fish.
Oh,
So it looks like almost like a hot dog. So when you sear it, like if it has a little hole in it, a puncture, all the rows will
All the
start
roe
falling
comes
out,
out?
and it will start like popping.
Yeah.
So my first job when I moved to here, it was at Carolina Yacht Club, and the old people would love that. So we would, they would order it firm or soft. That's the way they wanted it. So you just sear it and send it out. Gross. You bite into it, looks like you're biting into like something with sand in your mouth.
ugh. And it's just a giant thing of not caviar, but roe. It's like
pretty
hot
gross.
dog shape filled with roe.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Just salty, grainy.
What kind
Yeah,
of fish? Shad. You just said
Yeah.
that. Ugh.
No thanks.
Do you like roe at all?
It depends,
Yeah.
I like if I'm doing something nice, put a little roe on top or something like that. But
I like that.
I
just like.
I don't really go out craving.
No, I
Yeah.
don't either. No.
I've had roe and on things. It's fine. I've sat down once with friends and they brought out some wine and had like caviar.
Yeah.
And not my thing.
Yeah, it's good, but it's super overpriced. Same thing as
Oh,
like
yeah.
lobster. Lobster is like a cockroach of the sea, and it's just it's just super overpriced.
Did you know they used to feed lobster to prisoners?
Good for them.
That was prison food.
You said lobster. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they were like, somebody was like, I was in jail and we made this fish that's really good. And they put it in a restaurant and then it like exploded, I guess. I don't know.
The Red Lobster happened.
Yeah, Red Lobster happened.
Good for them.
I wonder if the guy that started Red Lobster is next con.
It was a
Could be.
Could have been a prison guard. He's like, you know what? These guys love this shit. I bet regular people like it too.
It probably looks like prison food.
What's like redfish? When I was growing up, you didn't eat redfish. Like that was like, ugh, too many bones, not enough work. And like now, I mean, that's like a very sought after fish today, which is interesting because it's still the same. I don't think they taste that bad, but there is a ton of bones in them. They get kind of annoying.
Oh yeah.
But no, I like roe on top of stuff. There's a place here that has, I don't remember the name of it, but they have donuts with roe on it.
167.
Yeah, 167.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
They do a good job.
I'd eat with that. Do you keep stuff like that? Like if I came in there and ordered shad roe, you have some in the fridge?
No,
Oh, okay.
never.
I'm going to tell Nick that's what I want from now on.
Who the hell's Nick?
It's not what I meant. Wow, forgot his name.
You talking about the bartender?
No, he's not there anymore.
I don't know who you're talking about.
All right. Well,
The guy that we were just talking about that owns Miller's. Why am I
Oh,
confused?
Nate.
Nate. Jeez, yeah, I knew.
Wow.
I know. He'd be so mad at me
Jesus.
if he listened. Sorry, Nate. I remember your name every time I see you. For some reason, a Nick came out. I don't know why. Yeah.
Looks like a Nick, as you're saying.
Yeah. So does he look like a Nick?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think he looks like a Nate.
Yep.
So yeah, what else should people know about Miller's?
Uh,
You should probably trying to explain the name because it's Miller's all day and they only serve Miller Lite or Miller, a champagne, Champagne beers, but it actually has nothing to do with that.
no, so it is actually one of our owners is Greg Marchand. Greg Johnsman that owns Marchand Mills. So if you go to the downtown location, we have one of his mills. So he's milling all day.
Yeah.
And that's why it's called Miller's All Day.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's why, because people come in, they'll say we close at 3. Oh, I thought it's called all day. I've heard that plenty of times.
I'm sure it's a joke that never stops.
Yeah. So we actually did open at nighttime. I guess the downtown did at first, and then I've been with Miller's like 2.5 years now. We started the James Allen one at night too, and people just think Miller's is just a breakfast spot, so no one really thinks about it. And that's why we're trying to do like a lot more upscale brunch food. We bring in whole fish, break them down. So a lot of our regulars will go for it, but a lot of if you have someone their first time, they're going to think, oh, it's a breakfast spot. I don't know if I want to get fish here. But
I wonder if the reason why is because if you go to Miller's for breakfast and the line is like, you can't just walk into this place and sit down and eat.
No.
Just so everybody understands. Like if you do come to Charleston, you want to go to Miller's, you got to wait in line. Do you take reservations?
We don't.
Yeah.
So the downtown location is definitely a lot harder to get into than the James Allen. The James Allen is, weekends, same thing, super packed. Weekdays, it's easier to get in. Early in the morning, James Allen likes to sleep a little bit. So usually around like 9 or 10, we start getting on that 2-hour wait. But if you get there like 8 a.m. or if you get there around 2, close at 4 on the weekends, that you could usually get right in on. But downtown, it's run away from open to close.
Yeah, it's massive how it's a huge place. And it's funny because I talk about Miller's or people will see or like locals or whatever. And people are always bringing it up. Like you turn me on to Miller's or whatever. And it's an amazing place. The food's amazing. What was the thing you said about the one on James Island? It looks like some chick's Instagram page threw up in there.
Just the color scheme. I was like, this looks like a chick's Instagram page. I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
But it's like this really chic, diner type, like I said earlier, aesthetic and feel to it. You feel comfortable, you feel at home, and then the food is it's phenomenal.
Yeah, and they have photo booths. You can go get your picture taken while you're in there.
At both places.
Both locations.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah.
And then great cocktails,
Well, I was going to say my next statement was going to be the Bloody Mary. So they have you can get a wild turkey floater for $1. Right? Still $1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so. You can get a bourbon Bloody Mary and they'll put an extra shot of wild turkey in it for $1. Oh, yeah. Money.
Right up your alley.
Yeah. Love it. And then I was talking to the bartender there, and then he was like, yeah, it's wild turkey. Nobody went. And I was like, what? That's one of my favorite things. It's like, please put that on top.
Yeah.
I'll definitely take
wild turkey's delicious.
Yeah, I love it. Wild turkey's definitely. Hey, how's your bar going? Been stocking it up some.
Yeah, it's getting pretty good. I got another what's the name from Peter from Burnt Church just dropped another one off to me.
Nice.
For the congratulations. And
hell yeah.
He gave me the new one again that they're selling in the store.
The Johnny Fever?
Yeah.
Dude, you got lucky.
Oh, nice.
Dude. And you could tell side by side, the difference. I think I got one last year. This one now, I believe, is 4 years old. Dude, and it's smooth.
Yeah. I like it. When we went down there, we went down just to, I don't know why y'all invited me, but I went down there. We both went.
Yeah. And
just to meet everybody and a great relationship. So Bird Church actually sponsors the podcast for Seaweed. So they hooked us up with, they're behind you, but they gave us 9 bottles for the show. And so it's 3 per day. So it's like people always come up to us and just assume that the bar is free and then we snap at them. But if you ask, we'll be kind. And
all you gotta do is ask.
Yeah. It's like, no, of course we don't have. Where would you go? There's free bourbon. Like, doesn't exist.
Yeah. Folks are nice about it. And, like definitely if you're talking and socializing or even not that purchasing something is a requirement, but of course it goes a long way in showing your support. But just having conversation, we have plenty of people that walk in and like, hey, can I get some of that? I'm like, dude, I
don't think so.
First of all, hi, nice to meet you. Are you enjoying the show?
Yeah.
And no, you can't.
Are you one of our employees? You're not? Okay, then no.
Are you buying anything? No.
Yeah. You don't even have to buy anything, but definitely it's crazy. Name another place where you just walk up to somebody in a booth and be like, is this free? What do you think?
It happens at shows all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing that's hard at Seaweed is that somebody will get a pour after a conversation of buying something and go off and tell someone else. And then word gets around and people think that we're just handing it out.
Yeah. My buddy said to come over here and get a free. No.
I guess there's worse problems to have.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I don't care this year because we got 3 bottles per day to go through.
Right.
So
Yeah.
not a big deal.
It'll be
But
fun.
yeah, and this comes out after that, so we're not even dropping a secret. But yeah,
There you go then.
but it's
But if you were one of those people, shame on you.
yeah, if you're listening and you're like, why wouldn't they give me any? That's why,
Now you know.
because you're an ace-hole.
We'll be there.
Yeah,
People will be coming around.
I mean, you're gonna come. We were trading food for booze last year.
It'll happen again.
We're all about bartering. This is the
Yeah.
second time we brought that up on this week, but
Yeah.
Same thing. Any time I go to events, I want to either trade swag or food. You bring it over to somebody. You don't walk over and say, "Hey, can I get that hat?"
Yeah.
If you want one of their hats, we'll bring one of our hats over. Hey, can we trade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most everyone's pretty good about it.
Absolutely.
yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it. We should have made more hats just for trading.
We should have. Hats were a pain in the ass this year.
Yeah, we only have so many.
How many?
I think we have 3 of the black ones and maybe 10 of the orange ones, and then I brought the ones that were cut wrong. We just give them to people. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
care.
fine.
Free hat.
Nobody else knows. It's just us being picky.
It probably won't bother most people.
Or you could tell people you buy something, get a free hat, and give those away.
Could.
It's good marketing. People get excited. They get free stuff.
Yeah. Or we're just like, for selling something, we're like, oh, this is a cool guy. I'm going to throw a hat in.
Yeah. Free. Everyone gets a free high five.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Those out every
Free
day.
high fives cost nothing.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Don't tell that to everybody though. So my arm gets tired.
Yeah, they said COVID's done now, so
What if someone comes in and they look dirty and they try to give you a high five?
it's okay. They make soap. I've been dirty before.
Yeah. Dirty doesn't bother me. I'll give them a hug.
I will too.
I'm gonna send someone in there then.
I don't know. Did you hear about the dude that got put in the hospital like 2 weeks ago down here, walking home? Two older people, they were walking home, and a homeless guy was out there, and they were like coming up on him, and he was walking carrying all his stuff in a bag, and he just turned around and was like, "Quit saying my name," and it ran up and decked the dude in the face, put him in the hospital.
Jesus.
Yeah, mental illness.
It's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, they found it. They knew exactly who he was when she told the cops what he looked like, and they know where he sleeps. So they went and rolled him up.
Yeah. I'm sure those folks are repeat offenders.
Oh yeah.
It's just crazy that like you wouldn't think that would happen on downtown Charlotte. I mean, shootings, yeah, all the
Yeah.
time, but just random crazy people attacking you. Yeah.
Shooting's fine. If somebody
Yeah.
getting punched in the face, that's wild.
It is America after all. We're really good at shooting people. That's my favorite thing when you see on Instagram and there's another shooting and then somebody comes in and is like, "What's wrong with Americans?" Like you'll see all Americans being like, "This is so China, so terrible," and somebody comes in, "What's wrong with Americans? Why is so much gun violence?" And then you'll see like 300 people reply, like, "Fuck you. This is the reason we don't come to our country." Like they're defending it.
There was a shooting yesterday at the
Yeah,
Super Bowl
saw it.
parade.
Yeah, that's actually one of the posts that I saw that said it on it.
Americans are like siblings, Like I can talk shit all I want about my
Oh, yeah.
siblings, but if you're not in my family, you don't
Yeah, you don't get to do
keep
that.
your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
But that is cool about being down here, like as far as community and stuff goes, like the amount of people that we've met through. It's so funny, man, because like we all know so many of the same people, and then it just takes a little bit of talking, and then you're collaborating with somebody else, and then you get Stark involved, and he knows absolutely everybody.
Oh yeah.
But it's Miller's is cool. We wanted to have you on here for that reason to kind of talk about it. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that's just Miller's related? And then we can get into some hunting stuff.
We're like I said, we're just trying to showcase, a lot more, of our local stuff, our local ingredients, and for people to buy, out of the box. We have my CDC downtown is Chad Kirkland, and he's, his culinary experience is phenomenal, and he tries. It's nothing worse than him. You're making like this badass special, and then these people are like, "I don't know if I want to get that there," and you sell like 3.
Yeah.
It's like it hits you in the ego. It's like, damn, it's like it's fucking great. Why isn't it selling? And it's just people just think Miller's is just breakfast.
Yeah. So that's what you want people to understand is we're open for more than just breakfast.
Yeah.
And what time do you start serving like lunch stuff?
So we our menu's the same menu open
All day.
all from 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon on weekdays, 4 on the weekends. But people will come in, they'll order like clubs and all that stuff bright and early in the morning. But more of the lunch usually starts around like 11.
Yeah. I've definitely been there for lunch and breakfast. I will admit that usually I go for breakfast.
It makes sense. Obviously most people that are coming there for brunch, but you know, it depends. Like today we were doing a braised pork belly, huevos rancheros.
Oof,
Nice.
dude.
Yeah, and obviously something like that sells.
Yeah. Damn, I'd eat the shit out of that. I love huevos rancheros.
Who doesn't? So that one might be potentially going on our menu.
Yeah. And then I got something else on the menu too. You made a Nashville hot chicken egg and cheese biscuit on a croissant, and as a special or a secret menu.
So it wasn't Nashville. That was our hot honey.
Hot honey, that's right.
Hot honey BEC.
Yeah.
So I did it as like a special, and then he came in. That's how actually we met. He messaged me about
that.
he popped in my DMs.
Yeah, slid right in.
Yep. About that chicken.
Yeah.
And then he told him to come on in, try it, and then he started telling people about it. And then one day we ran it as a special downtown. I believe we sold 48 of those.
Wow. In one day.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's wild.
So we was like, you know what? It's a menu item. So
when you try something new like that, like one of your specials, what's a good number? Like when you say I sold 4 versus,
you know, I like to do on weekdays, if I sold about, you know, like 15 to 18,
okay,
it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you know, once you get into like the 20s, 30s, that's when, you know,
you
definitely
something.
got a winner.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That's probably a cool way to make a menu too, just doing specials all the
Yeah.
time. Cause it's like we have a rotating menu or new things are added to the menu all the time, but it's just you could test it out on people and see if because that's all it is. The special's got to be buzzwords. You got to make them want it.
Well, then you have people, when you make the special, you got to put it on the menu. It's like, well, if I put every special on the menu, then our menu would be freaking gigantic. And it's like I got to take something off if I put something else on the menu.
Yeah. Do you have specials, or do you find certain specials are seasonal, like they do better during certain times of the year than
Some
others?
do, for sure. You know, it depends on like sometimes like the produce and all that stuff.
Sure.
Like we've been trying to use a lot of local mushrooms now to do some cool specials.
Nice.
There's a bunch of places, you know, growing their own mushrooms.
Yeah. Very cool.
There's that van that we've seen it before at events. There's like a van, like a school bus, a short bus, and a guy drives around and it's full of mushrooms. He just grows them in the short bus.
You talking about the guy that does the poorhouse on Sundays?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure which one that is.
Is that who you're using?
There's another lady that does the same thing, but she just has plants. She sells plants and grows.
I might be confusing two different things here.
We use Low Country Fungi, and then we use Raven Farms are the two places we use for mushrooms.
Nice. And you get everything local, which is also really cool. And they use Story Farm eggs, which got me. We had heard of Story Farms, and I'm pretty sure we've been there. I'm sure my wife has been there a bunch of times. But it's like since then, I do not buy eggs anywhere else. And the amount of eggs you use in a weekend is mind-boggling. Like how many eggs do you use in a week?
So we get it delivered both locations. So we'll get, each box we get is 36 dozen, and we'll get a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll get those delivered for our downtown location. We'll get about 8 cases delivered each time.
It's a lot of eggs.
So we also crack all of our own eggs for, you know, if you're getting, you know, scrambled eggs, or making our quiche and all pastries.
Yeah.
So we have someone upstairs actually cracking all of our eggs.
Wow.
So there is no.
You're not cracking a carton with liquid eggs in it. Yeah. Wow.
That's why, like, it's crazy when people come in, they're like, egg's not supposed to be that yellow.
Oh yeah.
It is.
It is actually.
Yeah, actually.
You've been eating poison your whole life. Yeah.
Wow.
Like they're used to that like pale looking color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
these look like they're like nuclear power plant eggs.
Yeah.
Like every time I crack one, I'm like, God. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's normal.
and it's like, you know, if you try it side by side, dude, it's a no brainer.
Oh, completely different taste.
Yeah.
And like that pork belly, that's from Story Farms.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Forrest, does he still work there?
Oh yeah. He delivers it every day.
Oh, he's the director. Okay. Yeah. So you get to actually see him.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
I like him. Yeah. I've met so many cool people between just working with local stuff. It's always a good time.
And he used to be a chef as well out in, I think, California somewhere. So he'll do like pop-ups and all that other, sometimes. He did like that Duke's mayonnaise bread sandwich thing that they did at, I think, Bodega.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't go to it, but
yeah,
I heard it was cool.
Did you get any deer this year?
No, thanks. Thanks. You know, it was a heartbreaker. You know, I remember I was driving in the car and I was talking to my wife, and she looks at me and goes, "Can you even call yourself a hunter since you didn't get a deer?"
Oh, damn.
And I was like, "Dude, if that's not a kick it, a low blow
Wow.
kick right there. I don't know what is.
Wow. Well, you have one in the freezer anyway.
So Matt was nice enough to, kill one, and he didn't have room in his freezer, so I purchased it. I still got your meat still in the freezer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Your,
I got
I think it's like 8 of them or so.
jerky meat. I don't
Yeah.
know. I got
I believe it was 8.
a quarter of it, I think, or I don't know, a quarter of outside of all the cuts. What was it? Just cuts and ground? I don't even know what I ordered.
Since he was missing out, I was like, hey, you want me to drop you off some venison chili? I made some venison chili with it. He goes, no, I can't eat it.
I know.
You're missing out.
And I bet your venison chili is better than mine.
I'd hope so. I would hope so.
Big facts. Big facts. Yeah. Yeah, we went and sat one day, and I thought it'd be a guarantee. I wasn't even worried about it. Like, you're like, they're not coming in. I'm like, don't quit stressing. They're going to come out. And they, sure enough, they didn't. Pretty wild.
Twice.
Did we go twice?
At your...
Yeah, we did, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broke my heart.
Yep. Not normal. Very odd.
He took me out there to the same spot, and it was...
It came out in clockwork. I know exactly.
It was like a script.
Yeah.
He wasn't even paying attention. He was like, it's not time yet.
Yeah, I'm back on my phone. I heard birds, because the birds that live right there hate the deer. And so as soon as they start acting up, I know it's like 5 minutes. There's going to be a deer out here.
He said, oh, there's the birds. Like, like it was an alarm.
Yeah, put my phone in my
pocket.
pocket.
And he was like, just watch over there.
I'm looking, and then like 3 or 4, or how many came out?
It was just
2. 2, yeah.
It was 2. I killed the doe, and then you sent me for a week video of the fawn, the yearling, just walking around
looking, like every single picture. It's like
still looking,
just like stoic. Like it looked like because he comes in picture form, not video, but it looks like a pointer dog. Like every picture, the doe's just like, mom.
He just sent me the video. Look what you did.
Yeah.
I just sent him a picture of my freezer.
If I have to live with this, you have to live with it too.
Yeah. Hey.
That's the worst part about trail cameras, is seeing how much you disrupt it after you shoot something. But I mean, tis the life.
Sometimes when you shoot something, you wait a few more minutes, one might come right back out too.
It's true.
I did that this year. I shot one, waited, all the deer came back out, shot a second one. But found out the first one I grazed the belly. There was just white hair on the ground and nothing else. So I shot just low. It was really close. And I think my sight was just enough. But I dropped that second one. If I just been a little higher, I'd have thrown 2 deer in the back of the truck that night.
Damn, that would have been a nice one.
Heck yeah.
I definitely recommend you getting one of those tripods. This is the best.
I think it was nice
for hunting here, dude. Every deer I shot this year dropped right where I pulled the trigger. They're laying on the ground. I mean, nothing ran.
Especially that 30-6 I have, that wood stock. It's a beautiful stock, but it's heavy as shit.
Yeah, it's hard to hold.
In that case, I shot the first deer. They all dispersed, but just to the wood line, and then they were super sketched, so I couldn't really move. So I had to hold that gun.
Use a shooting stick, or
no, I didn't. The stand had a rail, so I was able to rest it a little bit, but the angle I was having to shoot at, I kept having to pick it up. So it is what it is. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I like that one because it could just rest on it.
Yeah.
So I have like a shooting stick, and I got one of those tie-wee tents.
Yep.
That thing is not as easy as they say to put it up.
100%.
That thing was a bitch.
That's the one you hunted at. Mine's a tie-wee as well.
Dude, I was out there and I was cursing up and down. I said, thank goodness I wasn't trying to put this up the day I was hunting, because it wouldn't have happened.
I think if you put it up, I think if you put it up and down a lot, you'll figure it out faster.
Yeah.
But the problem with it is, I don't really use it that much. So it's like when I go to put it up or put it down, I've already forgotten, because there's a certain way you got to do it, and it folds in, which I always forget. It's a pain. But yeah. All right. Well, the next spot is here. I appreciate you coming on, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can do this more now. I just wanted to get the first one out of the way with professional Miller stuff, and then after that, we can just have drinking sessions where we talk shit.
I like that.
Yeah.
Got to stay professional when I'm doing Miller stuff.
Right. We'll have you on again just as Jeff instead of Jeff from Miller.
Go back. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks everybody for listening.